Hello ladies in Mental Gen, this is Cannon Fodder again, and we're hitting up Project Zomboid as usual. Not necessarily a bad thing, but, obviously it's gonna be a usual thing for me, as much as I can make it a usual thing. I'm actually recording this after a bunch of gameplay, because I had some technical mishaps, and it wasn't recording my sound for one reason or another. I know that reason. Fraps basically auto-detects your microphone, and I had switched out headsets here and there, and it didn't switch back over to my original headset, so that's the reason why I'm doing a post-play commentary. But yeah, this episode I go more into just collecting more and more wood, because the main goal I want to accomplish is creating a secondary base of some sort. I've decided that I don't really want to build off of what I currently have, like this particular household. I actually want to find either an independent location or someplace separate, or off of like a skyscraper or something. I had the concept of building enough walls. I don't know how the building actually interacts with the system yet, so I don't know if I can go to a skyscraper and basically build a floor off of like the top level of a skyscraper. So say you break a a window, pardon me, and you build a floor off of that window. Will it allow you to do that, or does it obey gravity? Do you have to have something under it? So right now I'm building up enough walls and getting enough wood throughout this episode to help facilitate that, because the next episode I play, I'm probably going to attempt that. I try to venture into town a few times here and there to get some resources, and yeah, there's a few things that come up throughout this entire episode. But I wanted to take some time to talk to everyone a little bit more in depth about the not the issue, the bullet point of community involvement, not necessarily from the mindset of your own community. I'm just talking about the gaming community, my involvement with you guys, because I feel that that's very, very important for my channel, because that's the direction I'm wanting to go. And even though obviously I'm doing a bunch of single player stuff right now, mainly Project Zomboid, like in my last episode I've said I do want to get more involved with you guys and have a few more gaming sessions that will bring us all together as a gaming community. I don't want it to be where I'm just a commentator and I don't try to offer any kind of unified gaming front for all of us to meet at. I tend to feel that a lot of times commentators, they do their own thing, and while they are entertaining, for the most part they only ask for comments, likes, things of that nature. I personally, for my channel, I would prefer video responses, or if you wanted to, and this is where I get kind of panicked because there's a lot of zombies here. I was screaming at this point. I was just like, oh god, oh god. At this point, like, when I do challenges, if anybody wants to reply with the same type of challenge, and I've issued it one time before, I think when I was doing my Murder Lane challenge, kill as many zombies as you can in one particular screenshot, or one particular area. That's something that I would prefer everyone participate in, even though this isn't a multiplayer game just yet. To have something like that, to have replied videos promoted, and get you guys into participating along with me, because I don't feel that this is a solo effort. I think this is something that everybody can participate in, and it's not something that just has to be me. It can, if you're too shy or embarrassed or anything like that to commentate while you're playing a video game, I fully understand it, because I mean, this is still something that I'm getting used to. I speak to people on a daily basis in their homes because I'm an in-home computer technician, and I do various other things as well. But you know, my main job is going into people's houses and explaining to them why something's broken, or you know, why things the way they are with their computer. So it's not foreign for me to have to address individuals, but it is a new venue for me to try to explore, and I'm going through a trash can right now. I remember saying to myself, I'm like, I'm going through the trash can just picking up like lollipops and I'm gonna eat it. But I do get a lot of good resources from there. In any case, it's still very new to me, and it doesn't make it any less comfortable to know that you could possibly be addressing you know, 50 to, you know, in the first line YouTubers. I call them like the first string YouTubers rather. You know, they're addressing thousands and thousands and thousands of people on a daily basis. Excuse me. That's something that you only get used to with time. You know, I'm fairly used to. I used to do small classroom trainings for computer-related crap, and I don't know. Just once you immerse yourself in that particular sphere, you know, that particular setting, you get more accustomed to it with time. So that's all I'm saying is, you know, get away from what you're comfortable with and try to put yourself in situations that doesn't necessarily make you uncomfortable to the point of I'm trying to think how I can phrase this. I don't want anybody to be uncomfortable to the point that it's going to endanger or stress you out, or you know, anything of that nature, but break away from your norm and get into different areas that you think you may need help with, or think you could be more, I don't know, think you could be better with. I'm a very generalist person in life, so it's very hard for me to just, if I come across one aspect of my life that I want to fine-tune, I usually don't get it perfect, but I get it enough where I'm competent, so that way if it does come up again, I can at least bullshit my way through it. And I just ate a lollipop from the dumpster and a bunch of smashed up watermelons. Yum, 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 yum. In any case, I'm wanting to add more community involvement. So, you know, reply in the comments, reply in videos, do everything you can to get involved. That makes me aware that you are indeed wanting to, you know, get with any kind of games that I may be able to host. You know, it may be a limited amount. It may not be as often as I'd like. I love playing games. I play them every week. You know, every day if I can, I try to get some game time in because it helps me relieve stress. But I do like to play with other individuals because of the fact that it helps me not only get in touch with other individuals, but it also helps I don't know, bring people together. You know, when you have fun together with someone. I've had friends on Steam that I've had for years, and I've never even met them in person. And that's something that you can't really do too often through a lot of other venues. I mean, yeah, you can chat with someone regularly via chat room or anything like that, but when you have these unifying moments, like in a video game where you just had so much fun, you can actually bring people together regardless if they've met in real life or not. So I think this is something that we can really do, and a lot of you actually have replied to me either in private message or via comments on my last video about, you know, getting involved, hitting me up on Steam, which is perfectly fine. I highly endorse that. You can try to look for me under the name cannon_fodder, and I'll list it in the description. Or I think you should be able to find me via that. I should come up that way, but I'll double check and make sure. If not, just send me your name via private message or in the comments if you don't care, and I will add you. You can probably ask some of the individuals that sent me their Steam names last time, and I will add you. There's no question about it. I have no problem adding more friends to my Steam list. Just if you ever hit me up and I seem clueless, just remind me who you are, because although there's not a lot of you right now following me and watching these videos, I have a bad memory, but I could still generally remember you when it... Oh shit. I forgot about this. We're running through a bunch of zombies again. I can generally remember you because a lot of you regularly post on the comments, which is a very good thing. It shows that you want to get involved. But to segue into my next bullet point, so to speak, I really wanted to see the majority of where you guys are as far as time zone. You don't have to tell me the country or state or whatever. Just let me know what time zone you're in, because I'm gonna want to start doing some games, whether it be more zombie related games, whether it be Minecraft, whether it be I don't know just yet, but I want to know what times are good for everybody to play games. Now, I'm mostly available on the weekend. I still play during the week, but when I have to get up early in the morning for work, I try not to stay up too late. In my time zone, usually I stay up till about 1, maybe 2 at the latest. But usually 1 o'clock is when I go to bed. So just let me know what time zone you're in, either private message or comments. If you're too shy, just go ahead and private message me. It doesn't matter. And I will try to come up with a semi-regular schedule, and that's something you don't necessarily have to attend. But if you're curious, you can show up at one point in time, and I'll try to have the gaming sessions long enough so that if multiple people live in different time zones, you can all participate at one point in time, or see each other and get to know each other and play games with one another as well. So that way it helps tie us all in together, and if you don't want to participate, that's fine. I'll probably do some recordings as well. If you want to see more of one thing or the other, just let me know. I don't mind accommodating, because I'm going to be playing games regardless, and depending on what you guys would prefer to see is what I'll post on my YouTube account. And it just so happens Project Zomboid is one of those games, so that's not a problem for me to post more Project Zomboid stuff on YouTube, because everybody likes it as far as I can tell. There's not many individuals that say, hey, this is dog shit. Get it off of the channel. There's been other things that people don't prefer, and there's been series that I've raged out of because, oh god, it was terrible. But in any case, right here, the reason why I can't craft any more shit is because I'm actually really low on nails, and I noticed that, and I wish I would have noticed that when I was in town. But at this point in time, I have no nails to get, or I don't have any nails in any of my cabinets or drawers or anything. So I formulate a plan to eventually go back out after I put all this stuff back in to lighten my load, and go out and grab some more nails. I can't remember if I do that now or not. I'm sure I may actually go to sleep. Not entirely sure. But yeah, as far as plans are concerned for this particular game, I've already mentioned that whenever it goes multiplayer, I would very much so like to organize a bunch of things to do with Project Zomboid multiplayer. Mainly because this seems to be a game that a lot of people like to play, and the cool thing about it is if you do have a team aspect to it, like if you have just a wide variety of individuals that are willing to take different tasks, they can fill whatever roles that they prefer to fill. And this scares the shit out of me because there's no fucking way this zombie could have gotten to my house, but apparently he did. and I'll just let you watch. I can't attack him for some reason, and it says I'm in pain. It's kind of bullshit because all of my doors have been closed, and I get slower, and I thought I was gonna die right here. Not to spoil anything, but I don't. But I get really, really slow. I thought I was gonna start bleeding, get scratched and everything, but I couldn't. I could not kill him. I don't know why. And then I decide, fuck it. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go ahead and just jump out the window. I was like, fuck, he's not gonna kill me. Fuck it. And, I mean, I've got my rope ladder and everything, so I figured I was gonna break my ankle. And he does follow, but then I start moving fast again. So I'm like, okay, well, and then I fucking kill him, one hit. I don't understand why, but these are the magical zombies that I've been encountering, at least in this playthrough. Somehow there's a glitch where the zombies are actually getting in my house, but there's no reason why. They've not broken any of the barricades. They've not done anything to be able to get into the house that I can see. The doors are all closed, the barricades are all still in place, and yet somehow the magical zombies have gotten in. I hear this, I don't know if you can hear it, the thumping, and then the face rub where they're pressing up against the glass. I hear that, and I don't know where it's coming from. So I'm searching. I'm like, what the hell? Okay, I gotta get some painkillers first, and chug some of them because this whole deep in pain shit is pissing me off. So I chug a bunch of painkillers, and then I go looking around for the sound of the zombie up against the glass, where I can hear their face smudging into it. So I go around. I don't find anything over here, and see, I can still hear him. You can still hear him. Just like, what the hell is that? Where is he coming from? So I look all around. I don't see anything. I go around into here. I'm like, well, maybe no. It's clearly a glass sound. And I'm like, well, maybe he's on this side. He's not on this side. So well, maybe he's on the inside of the house. I don't know how, but maybe he's on the inside of the house. So I close the door, and I'm thinking, not unless it's a glitch. So I'm like, wait a minute. Maybe he's over here. Yep, he's right fucking there. And I don't understand how those zombies got into my house when it was fully blocked off. Not unless one of the broken windows, like the only broken window, even though it's barricaded, maybe they can still get through it. I don't quite know. So I double check everything. I make sure no one else is in the house. Excuse me. Oh goodness, no one else is in the house. And I close my door just in case. I was like, wait. It's 12. Okay. So I go back out, and I know I've got to get more. Nails, but I want to put those pencils in my medicine cabinet. I think I just put them in the medicine cabinet for now. Just like, here's my broken pencils. Fuck it. So the house is secured now. I don't know how it got broken into, but yeah, that was my what the fuck moment for this particular play session, because I didn't quite understand how the zombies got in, because there was nothing was broken. I don't know how they actually got into the house, but apparently somehow they did, and it just amazed me how they were able to get into that. And I'm trying to figure out how to climb back up the rope ladder, but I guess you just couldn't. And I'm concerned that the window open will spawn more zombies in it or something, but I'm just like, screw it. Let's go get some nails. So I venture off and do that thing. But yeah. It was one hell of a play session. So my goal as of right now is to figure out how many boards of wood and whatnot that I need, along with nails, really. What I need to to get my air fort going, because I really think that having like an air fort with one particular entrance, one entrance, one exit, well, one entrance and two exits, would probably be the best defended position I can do. So I'm thinking that despite having a base somewhere into town, that may be the best location for me. Possibly going on one of those office buildings, that tower above everything else. Building a single platform, if I can, out of one of the windows, making a door on one of those, that single block pathway, and having it highly defendable. Now, I'm not entirely sure with the rope ladder if I can, shotgun. I'm not entirely sure with that rope ladder if I can actually drape it off of anything. Like, I don't know if it has to be on a window specifically, but that's something that I'm going to actually play around with probably in my next few game sessions, is seeing just exactly what I need to do to get this elevated fort where I need it to be. Because I figure with one entrance and then two exits, which the entrance would count as an exit as well, but so my regular entrance would be a doorway on a one brick platform out suspended above everything else. And then I would honestly be able to put a door in front of that one pathway and then barricade it if need be. So that way there's only one grid basically of getting into the house. And then I'll have a rope ladder so that way I can exit the shack, the floating shack of awesomeness if need be, for an emergency. The only thing is, like I said, the two variables that I have to really plot for is that, can I place a rope ladder not on a window, and can I have floors suspended in midair, or do I need walls? I guess the same is true for the whole rope ladder thing. If I don't have a wall coming off of the place where I'm going to have the rope ladder, does that work too? Because obviously with this particular rope ladder and that particular the room that I have, it's coming off of a window and also right next to a wall. So that's something I'm going to have to deal with as well when I'm looking into building this fort. So I'm really excited to build this fort, but there's a lot of variables involved, and I'm not entirely sure that it's even feasible because of the fact that I'm unsure of the game mechanics, if it allowed me to do it. If you happen to know, let me know. That way I can plot accordingly, and I'm going to try to post this as soon as I can. I actually played this last night, but due to the technical complications, it goofed up, and I didn't have any my recorded sound, so recording this post gameplay so I can keep you guys filled in. I didn't want to skip this episode because I had a lot of things that I wanted to talk about that didn't get recorded, especially with the community involvement aspect, and it just obviously did not get recorded. So I go in and I pick up some of those painkillers because I don't know how long those other ones that I had are going to actually last. So I wanted to have ample supplies just in case, and I think I'm looking for more, just more everything really. I wanted to stockpile, especially nails and hardware, in case when I do build this floating fort, I don't want to move, because I can build crates. When I build crates, I can actually store stuff in them, so I can have multiple crates up in that flying fortress or flying shack. It's probably going to be a shack at first, and at least when I have that flying shack, I can still store all my stuff in there, and I can't refrigerate anything, obviously. And that's the sucky part. J-Best Zambie! At first I'm like, oh fuck this guy. And I'm like, wait a minute, I want to go explore that place. So after I look through here, and I want those pink shades, or the curtains rather. I try to lure this guy out so I can ransack that room, and I lead him in this room, and then I cleverly go around him and lock his dumb ass in there. I'm like, Zambie! Sucker! As far as I can tell though, like I make mention of it several times in the gameplay, I don't seem to be, as far as I know, initially contracting any kind of disease from that Zambie attack that I had. So I don't know if I'm even going to be able to build the fort that I want to build, because it may be a day or two down the road and I actually become infected. So I am really unsure as far as if I'm even infected or not. So I'm playing it like I am not, with hopes that I can still go through with all of my plans. I do want to thank, I forgot whom it was. There was actually several comments last time about some tips that I can actually utilize in the game, where if I press Q, I can actually shout out to other survivors, but I think it attracts zombies, and I'm inclined to agree. Any kind of loud noises are going to attract the zombies, so I'm probably not going to utilize that unless I absolutely have to, just like sprinting. I know everybody complains, like, sprinting attracts zombies. I know it does, but sometimes I just have to run away, especially with this character that I'm playing, when I'm only allowed a pencil or a pen to attack. And of course there's self-inflicted rules, but I have really minimal stuff to defend myself with. So yeah, I'm really not wanting to attract attention to myself as much as I can. So yeah. And also I was enlightened by being told that you actually have to feed your fellow survivors, which I think is kind of derpy. Like, I really don't like that aspect. I think that if you give them enough food, like if you just hand them food, if it's a stack of something, they should be able to feed themselves for an extended period of time. Of course, you know, that's up to Team Project Zomboid to implement if they're going to. But right now, of course, they just recently tied in the survivors to the gameplay anyway, so it's not like this is a completely aged option that you have to just acquire, or to, you know, that we've had fellow survivors for so long. As you guys know, the people that have stuck around the longest, some of my gameplays in my earlier episodes, because of the other survivors, they would just outright fucking murder your ass. Like, there would be no hesitation. I would either find no survivors whatsoever, or they would just completely decimate me, because they had no remorse whatsoever as far as getting rid of you. And yeah, that was always a pain to try to make sure that you don't just get totally plowed over by a couple of survivors with shotguns. Or if you see somebody coming, you kill them first. They were either extremely dumb, and they would just stand there and do nothing, or they were extremely aggressive. But at least now we have the option of talking to them and I don't know, even teaming up with them, which is kind of cool. But yeah, you have to feed the individuals that you take into your fort or you team up with. Oops, sorry. And I see that guy with the axe there, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna jump out. So I'm like, hey, let's team up. I'm loving your work. And I'm like, oh fuck, I'm gonna eat something so I could heal up. Like, one in, beat on some dead guys. I'm like, yeah, sure. But I wanted to make sure that I can try to grab him as much as I can, or grab as many survivors as I can, because I'd like to be able to. But it's kind of hard if I'm gonna have to exhaust a bunch of resources. This is very contradictory to how I am in real life. Like, I'd want to try to help out as much people as I can, but in this game, it's getting exceedingly difficult to be like, yeah, come on, let's team up, when they don't really give me much. Like, they attack zombies, which is cool, which is perfectly fine. But it irritates me that I would have to do stuff like this where I would need to exhaust so many of my resources to keep them alive. And, you know, I give him, I can't remember if it was 2 or 1. I can't remember if I gave him, like, if 1 cheese. Okay, so I gave him 2 cheese. So I gave him a stack of cheese, which is good. So hopefully I don't have to talk to him every single time. I'll just give him a stack of shit, and he can eat it on a regular basis. So, yeah. It's not really appealing to me to have to basically babysit some of the survivors. Now, what would be really cool, so I contradict what I said earlier, what would be really cool is that, and I couldn't remember if I handed him a stack of shit or not, is if they can actually eat the resources around them, which would be difficult, but they would just take the resources that are around their person. And like, if you had a bunch of resources in your refrigerator, they would actually take the resources in your refrigerator and eat them like that. So that way you wouldn't have to necessarily hand them a stack. But I understand the micromanagement side of it, and basically doing that particular aspect of it. So this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun trying to get this fort off the ground, and hopefully sooner or later being able to incorporate a lot of you guys in with this particular aspect of it. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to use this map. If I am, that would be extremely cool, because then we'd have a home base already. But yeah, I'd like to have more than just NPC survivors. But in the meantime, we will settle with this, and we will try to I'm going to try to organize some community involvements for us all, and we'll play some games, and we'll have some fun. And I'm hoping I'll see you guys soon. In the meanwhile, I will keep you guys posted with game sessions like this, and we'll talk more about it later. So I'm hoping to hear a lot from you guys, and I'll see you soon.